Some of you are asking questions, but they're information-based questions. They're why questions, or they're questions that have a lot of bias in them. Don't you think you'd look better with white teeth, Mary? Imagine calling up someone you hadn't seen in 5 months and going, Mary, this is Dr. Jones. Is this Mary Smith? Hi. I know we haven't seen each other in a while, but I thought I'd share something with you. Your teeth, man. They are so yellow. It makes you look ugly. And if you let me fix them, I'll make you look pretty. So why don't you come on in? You can't do that. You want to? But you know what? Even if you're right, does it matter? No, because it's not about you. Because they have to make a new decision different than the one they've made until now in order to fix something that they hadn't thought of fixing. Telling them how great your cosmetic skills are doesn't help. Right? Right. When you're using an information-based question, what ends up happening is you throw a bias in as to where you think they're going to make a decision, which may or may not be true, and where you think they're going to answer, or where you think you can get them to answer the way you want them to answer. So you throw these curved questions in that goes from your bias into their bias. Then you get a biased answer. They're not making a decision. So when you use these facilitative questions rather than information-based questions, each one of them creates a decision-making process within the other person's brain. So when I started today and I said, what's stopping you from getting all the business that you would like to have in the way you'd like to have it? What's stopping you from living your dream? That's very different than, why aren't you living your dream? These questions deal with the person's criteria. Remember that decisions get made only when internal criteria and beliefs and history, needs, future, fears, all the internal systems that make up a human being, when they're all addressed. What percentage of your patient base does not come in as often as they should come in? How many? What percent? 5? 5 is a high percent? A high percentage. High. 50%. Okay? Do you have any idea what's stopping them from coming in? What? You have no idea. Right? What's stopping you from calling them to find out?
Voicemail.
But you know something? If you have served them well once, they will answer voicemail. They won't answer voicemail from a stranger, but they will if you know them. And say, Mary, this is Dr. Jones. I just realized you haven't come in for 6 months, and I'm concerned about your teeth and your care. I'm wondering if we can have a decision, a conversation, so you and I could decide together if there would be a way to move forward, so I can make sure I do my share of making sure that your teeth are being handled or managed properly. Your dental care is being managed properly. You wouldn't mind making that call, would you? You would? You would? Is that a yes? Why? Why wouldn't you want to make that call? If I were a patient, I'd love to hear that. What? Other priorities than taking care of a patient? When you call them and say, what's stopping you from coming back? Because I would love to be here to support your dental health and giving you the dental care you deserve. You don't think a person's going to call you back to have a conversation with you if they hear that? And they will thank you. Because that's coming from the heart. That's coming from truly caring and giving back to another human being. And being in rapport. See, one of the things that you are afraid of is doing a sales call. Hi, my name is Dr. Jones. I'm really good at what I do, and I'd like to take some of your time to tell you how great I am so I could convince you to come in and see me because I'm looking for more clients. That's not what I'm saying. You do hear the difference, right? Yes, you hear the difference. Your job not only is to be a fabulous, caring, talented, skilled, integrous dentist, but as Mike said, to be that way as a human being as well. It's called being congruent. And when you're willing to share that wonderful self that you are, with your personality and all your crazy quirks, just being who you are, to share with another human being that you can actually serve through your dentistry becomes an excuse to serve the other person. How do you live with the fear of rejection? There's a couple of things going on here. When you're pushing information at someone in the form of a pitch of some kind, pushing information, an objection becomes, get out of my face. That's what really an objection is. You're in my space, get out of it. When you're doing a collaborative communication with facilitative questions and buying facilitation, decision facilitation, whatever you want to call it, you're teaching them how to make their best decision. So the rejection comes not because of you, but because of something that's potentially going on with them. And then the two of you are already in a collaboration and you can figure out how to manage that together. So it sounds like you're having a really hard life right now. You're getting a divorce. Your dog is dying. You're losing your house. You're losing your job. You don't have money. And you haven't been to a dentist in a year and a half. How could we manage this together to ensure I could support at least the dental end of those issues and get you the health you deserve? Then it becomes a discussion, a collaborative decision-making system, rather than you need a dentist you haven't been for a year and a half. So you're ending the rejection piece. That doesn't mean there's always going to be a yes, but the yes will not be in a form of a rejection. How about saying something like, I've enjoyed working with you very much, and I suspect I might enjoy your friends as well. What would you need to know from me to be willing to share my name with some of your friends so I can increase my business in a good way? How about that? You don't like that? Anybody like that? I liked it. It's too what? Well, you know what it is? It depends how you say it. She said it's too business. For me, I'm asking her to decide how to choose me as a referent and what her criteria are so I could match that criteria. Similar values. Right. And so what would you need from me? Listen to that question. What would you need from me to be willing to pass my name on in a way that would support you and your friend's dental health? To hear that rather than, would you pass my name on? Very different. I'm bringing her, my patient's criteria in to make the decision collaboratively and together. Use your own words, but give it a try. It makes it easier rather than, don't you think I'm terrific? I'd pass my name on if I were you. Well, I am good, aren't I? Yes? I think it depends. You can create that question. I would very much like to have people you know talk with me about the possibility of me serving them if you would tell me what that would look like from your end. Do it that way. There's different ways to create the question. But the question still is based on their decision, not on the information that you're a great dentist. And you know what that also does, folks? It takes it away from you having to tell people you're great. I mean, that's rough, isn't it? I'm really a good dentist. I think you should use me. Right? It's about their decision, not about how great you are. Of course you're great. That's not the issue. Okay. How many of you are doing things like lunch and learns, by the way? They're fun, they're wonderful, and you can invite a lot of people in. And how about newsletters? How many of you are sending out weekly newsletters, monthly newsletters to your patients? Oh, you all need to do that, folks. A little dental tip with a little cute something from you on it. You only want to find those patients who are yours. You don't want to find the patients that somebody else's. You want to find your patients. They're going to look and act and sound differently than somebody else's patients are. I was a stockbroker on Wall Street, and I, at that point in my life, had a very long Greek last name. I couldn't even pronounce it. So I used to answer the phone, Sharon! And it was a very white shoe organization, and all the guys would say, Mr. Smith here. And they had a meeting, and they said, she can't answer the phone. I was the only broker. I was one of the first women brokers on Wall Street, by the way. And so there were rules like women can't have coffee at their desks. They didn't want the secretary spilling coffee on the paperwork. And there I was, a woman, and they said I couldn't have coffee because I was a woman. I'm going, you guys have coffee. How come I can't have coffee? So I used to answer the phone, Sharon! And they said, you can't do that, you can't do that. So they asked the big guy who came, they said, we have to answer our phones using our last names, don't we? And he said, you know what? Out of 100 people, 2 are going to like you. You can pick any 2 that you want out of those 100. So you might as well really be all of who you are. So the 2 that come forward are the ones that like you for who you are, and you're going to like them too. Thank you, everybody.